It's a painting competition for artists who are living or professionally based in the UK. There's no stated age limit on it, but it does tend to attract graduate level and above artists. Historically, it has had different sections to it. There was, in the 60s, a sculpture section, but that was phased out, and that certainly now we're dealing with works that are in, as the rules state, any painted medium. Some of the works, if you look in detail what's in this exhibition, incorporate things like collage, inks, watercolors, for example.
When one thinks about the great distances between the stars, between one galaxy and another, between one cluster of galaxies and another, it prompts the question, how big is the universe? Here we have to make a distinction between the universe and the observable universe. We see stars by the light that they send us. It takes time for the light to get here. Light is fast. It travels at 300,000 kilometers per second. But the distances involved are immense. It takes 4 years for light to reach us from even the nearest star. As for crossing from one side of a galaxy like our Milky Way galaxy to the other, that takes 100,000 years.
I'm going to talk today about how to change people's behavior. That is, change intentionally on a broad scale. How to change behavior with a specific goal in mind. This is a very common objective of social scientists and policymakers seeking to ameliorate social problems, for of course human behavior is at the heart of many of our current social problems. So, for example, if people would just stop driving SUVs, keeping their houses so warm, tossing recyclables into the trash and leaving lights and appliances on, we could reduce our carbon emissions significantly. If they would do their 30 minutes of exercise each day, we use sunscreen to buckle up and drink in moderation, we could improve our quality of life and at the same time, reduce pressure on our healthcare system.
Perhaps you've seen pictures of the large array of, those radio telescopes in New Mexico, scanning the skies for intelligent life in the movie Contact. Well, radiant astronomers have cause to celebrate. The first phase of a giant new radio telescope array went operational in Northern California. It's going to help astronomers study things like black holes and dark galaxies. All the while scanning the stars for, who knows, radio signals coming from somewhere else in the universe. Maybe ET is phoning home.
Dave Hackenberg, a beekeeper since 1962, can usually tell what killed his bees just by looking at them. If they're lying on the ground in front of a hive, it's probably pesticides, he says. If the bees are deformed and wingless, it's probably vampire mites. But last fall, Hackenberg saw something he had never seen before. Thousands of his bee colonies simply disappeared. He was in Florida at the time, pulling the lids off some of his commercial hives. To his horror, they were all empty.
Help us understand what entrepreneurship means to you. Is it just about starting companies? Not at all. I think, for me, entrepreneurship is about transforming things by initiating, by taking new ideas, by seeing them from concept into practice so that the impact of the idea is larger than it would be, let's say, if you just wrote a publication about it. So, I think it's finding creative ways to solve problems, to do new things. And I think that's what it's about. So, I think entrepreneurship can happen inside universities. I think we try to think of ourselves as an entrepreneurial university. We take risks. We try new things. And I think that's an important asset for anyone who wants to lead an organization or lead change.